Hey everybody, this is George and welcome back. So today, day before Easter, so I want to wish everybody a happy Easter. Today we've got some really great things we're going to talk about, including inventory as far as issues, and we're going to talk about interest rates, how things are looking on the national level, take a look at some of comments that are out there, and including from Lawrence Yoon from the National Association of Realtors. So the key thing here, make sure that when we're talking about, let's get off of that there. There we go. Remember to like, share, and subscribe. And again, it just helps the algorithm. It helps us to be able to get out there to people. There's no selling, so make sure share it with people that you know and like that's looking at wanting to buy or sell a home, or that just likes really good metrics. Again, super cool information. And let's get on to the show here. So take a look at this. This is super cool. So when we take a look at what is active on the market, right? And we take a look at the 786, then we have our pended at at 1,325. And then when we take a look at that, you've got your 849 that actually are sold. Now you might say, okay, George, what the heck? Our numbers are pretty much consistent for the week. And I'm like, well, hang on a second. Yes, our solds are up. And in fact, yesterday we're on our running 7-day average, they were actually over 900. But 786 new on market, that's kind of bad. And you might say, okay, so why is that? Well, when we take a look at our chart up here, you can see that our new actives are starting to come, and they're starting to outperform the pended sales, which historically is where they should be. Here's the however. However, we should be at a much higher level of inventory. So technically, we only have about 6,300 homes. So let's blow this up. So actually now it's 6,700. Yesterday was 6,300. But look, last week we were 90% above inventory year over year. And remember, we said that about mid-April-ish, and it was a little bit early, but take a look at that. We're only 18.9%. We went from 90% last week to 18.9%. Now, what's really going to be interesting is if we continue this trend where we should be at 13 to 16 to 20,000 homes available for sale today, and we stay in the 6,000s, that's going to be almost as bad as where we were before, where we only had 3,000, 2,800 homes. We have 1.4 months of inventory, which means that is going to create, again, multiple offers. But wait a second. We already have multiple offers. And in fact, nationally, they're saying the same thing. And there's some really important information that is coming out, that is being reported out, that you need to know about. All right. When we take a look at new construction, hey, new construction is plodding along just like it did last week. Even though, people are saying, oh, look, we've got, double the inventory as far as homes on the market and whatnot. Yeah, but look at the number of pended sales that we have year over year, and including month over month and year to date. We are absolutely outperforming what we did last year. And we haven't even gotten into where last year was really bad, where everybody was scaling back. We're still rolling forward. Interest rates coming down, mortgage interest rates coming down the last 4 weeks, even though they bubbled up a little bit on Friday. Look, buyers are coming out. They're coming out and they're not being stupid crazy. I shouldn't say that's not nice. They're not being overly zealous with some of their offers, but understand they're still seeing multiple offers. Even the ones that we presented on today were multiple offers, but they weren't the crazy escalations. And a lot of that is because interest rates are higher. When we take a look at this right here, okay, so what we're looking at, this is the REOs, or the bank-owned homes. And as you can see here, our numbers, again, they're just really spot on. We're not seeing anything crazy as far as seeing hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of homes that are being foreclosed and going on the market. We're not seeing investors dumping inventory and everything else. And in fact, we could actually use more inventory right now because we keep drawing down the inventory for every home that's coming on market. We're taking 2 of them off. That's good, but bad, because again, it starts to create that caustic, hey, multiple offers, crazy escalations, people overpaying for homes just to get a home. That fear of missing out, that they just got to have it. Okay, that has got to stay away so that we can again maintain the health of our real estate market. So as we head over to our next slide here, what we've got here is the charts, and you can see that the 30-year fix bumped up a little bit. And even though we've seen 4 weeks of rates coming down, seeing a little bobble up is not unexpected. We did get some really good earnings reports, which then, when we take a look at, what did the rates do? What did bond? The treasuries went up, mortgage rates went up just a little bit. Bonds came back down because the earnings reports were good, right? But hang on, let's take a look at this article. So general counsel, so Rob Chrisman, he says, look, rates can be 0%, but if there are no homes to buy, lenders and real estate agent activity will grind to a halt. I realize that this is an extreme example, but but you get to the point of the headline bait, like, home sales plummet, should be viewed on a skeptical level here. I 100% agree. And if you're watching this channel, all of the other folks that are, okay, so there are folks out there that they're trying to build a channel. Here, we're trying to give solid information so you can make the best business decision when the time is right. And here's what I'm telling you, and you're seeing it here, and that is, listen, interest rates have been coming down. Inventory is absolutely an issue. We are still seeing, again, 2 homes going off market for every home that's coming on market. Now, when we take a look at this next one, they talk about the baby boomers versus the Gen Z in this cage fight, which is hilarious, because really at the end of the day, when we talk about what they're able to do, the boomers and the Gen X and the Gen Z, when they come in and we start taking a look at what we're doing as far as a competition, right? It says boomers remain active in the real estate market. In fact, they represented the largest share of home buyers between 2021 and 2022. They snatched up 39% of the market versus 28%, for the millennials. All right. So normally when we start to see first-time home buyers take that dominant role, start to go from 28% to 38%, 39%, that's going to be a pivot in a market. What we're seeing now, really at the end of the day, and this is what's kind of funny, is they talk about cash is king, right? And what are they saying? Look, you know what? The baby boomers, they've got decades of equity that's behind them. They're at their peak earning power. And, last October, almost 1/3 of the homes that were sold for cash. And that's absolutely right, because a lot of these folks, they're downsizing and they're able to go ahead and maintain their current property, but yet still, purchase the new one, whether it's a future rental, that they'll downsize into, or they're going to rent out their current home. A lot of different options there. But the key is we've got some folks there that are heavy in cash. And look, sellers like cash. Cash is king. And that is a super important thing to keep in mind. When we pop over to the last little what now, right? It says, listen, on the flip side, interest rates have surged since the pandemic, making it far more expensive to finance a home now than it has in recent years. Again, getting back to the cash is king, folks aren't able to qualify as much. That's why you see the average purchase price coming down a little bit. It doesn't necessarily mean that the home values are coming down. And in fact, we're actually seeing a home appreciation still in the area. Super important to differentiate between the two. Whoop, went too far. Look at this. Lawrence Yun, Lauren says this is the 4th week in a row of mortgage declines. That's absolutely true. Here's what's super important that Lauren says. Though week-to-week rate changes can move up and down, the longer-term prospect on rates is further improve. The rates is for further improvement, with a clear possibility of going under 6% mortgage rates by year end. Right? That's according to Lauren June. That is absolutely why it is critical to maintain our inventory levels. Look, we have talked about Q4 possibly getting back down under 6%. The stars look like they're aligning, and I know that that's many months away. But if we continue this, and if we think that the Feds have started their pivot, which look, when the Feds pivot, we are going to see a recession. When we see a recession, mortgage rates come down. When mortgage rates go down, real estate values go up because we see a lot more buyer activity, which is the opposite of what the average person thinks. In a recession, historically, home prices improve. Mortgage rates come down. So keep that in mind as you're looking at that, and as you're looking at, hey, do I buy now at a higher interest rate and refinance later? Because we're anticipating Q4, possibly 2024, rates coming down as we start to see a recession actually be acknowledged. So even though a lot of people were saying we're kind of already in it, once the Feds pivot, that will be a big deal. Now, here's what's super important about this. Remember to smash that subscribe channel button and like and share this video. Hopefully you enjoyed this. We try to keep it energy. Keep the questions coming. Some of our information is based on the fact that we are doing, and doing your answers, and we get back to you in about 30 minutes, except for Sunday. In the meantime, you guys have an absolutely fabulous Easter weekend. I will see you guys on the next video. And in the meantime, all the best in your family. Take care.